Authorities tell WVUA they are actively working leads in this case. Still, no one has been arrested and charged with the murder. Now a WVUA special report, a mother's search for answers. I should mention that it has just started to drizzle a little bit here in the Big Easy. But, you know, it's good to celebrate.
It's so good.
After so much that we all went through together. On your Crime Watch this evening, authorities are still searching for answers in an unsolved homicide. It's been nearly 6 years since Northport teenager Scotty Cockrell was found dead in his home, and there are still more questions than answers. Authorities tell WVUA they are actively working leads in this case. Still, no one has been arrested and charged with the murder. It happened the morning of June 22, 2006 in the Biscayne Hills subdivision. Investigators say Cockrell's friends found a door to the home he shared with his mother kicked in. Cockrell's body was in his bedroom. Investigators say nothing in the 17-year-old's background seems suspicious, and they don't believe it was a burglary attempt. Still, whatever happened, investigators say they still want information. Mike Carroll, a close friend of Cockrell, says it is still hard.
There's always that emptiness when such a mystery goes on and there's no explanation for it. So there would be that kind of closure.
If you have any information regarding Scotty Cockrell's murder, we have a very important phone number for you. It's Crime Stoppers, 205-752-7867. The number again, 205-752-7867. It happened at Hurricane Creek near Highway 216. Details in tonight's top story. Two men were kayaking around 10:30 this morning at Hurricane Creek off Highway 216 when both their kayaks flipped. One man made it to land and called for help for his friend. Rescue crews were able to reach the 32-year-old missing man about 3:30 this afternoon.
They put boats in the water and had multiple people around as well to actually try and communicate with him before they could get the boat up there. So it took the cooperation of multiple agencies to make this come together to make sure he's safe.
The kayaker is 32-year-old John Rogers. We'll have much more on this exclusive story tonight on WVUA News at 10. Now a WVUA special report, a mother's search for answers. It's been 8 months since 21-year-old Chastity Helton was shot to death in the Green Village Mobile Home Park in Northport. Still tonight, no arrest. According to Tuscaloosa County Metro Homicide Unit Captain Lloyd Baker, witnesses last saw Helton alive as she went behind a home with two individuals. Then shots were heard. Baker says investigators are still actively working this case. Today, Helton's mother, Wendy Winstead, spoke to WVUA from her daughter's gravesite. She told us she believes witnesses would come forward if the reward could be raised.
I believe that if we can raise the reward money, people will talk.
If you have any information, you may qualify for a cash reward, and that call would be completely anonymous. You can call Crime Stoppers, the number 205-752-STOP. That's 205-752-7867. We're glad you're with us. Philip Coleman has the night off tonight. Signs of recovery from the April 27, 2011 tornado continue popping up all across West Alabama. The famous Hot and Now sign at the Krispy Kreme in Tuscaloosa is shining bright. The grand reopening comes nearly 16 months after the storm destroyed the original building. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards has more in tonight's top story.
Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
And by now you are probably hungry. Smith told WVUA that employees have been working all night to make today happen. And one neat fact, they are making 250 dozens of donuts every hour. That is a lot of donuts. And just around the corner, Express Oil Change officially raised its garage doors for business today. After more than 25 years in one spot, Express Oil Change lost everything on April 27th. There were 12 people, including 7 employees, at the center when the tornado hit. All escaped without injuries and could not be happier to finally open the doors of the new store.
For actually filling the area back in from it being empty, kind of left a little hole in everybody's heart.
Other businesses are also in the process of building back, including Hokkaido Japanese Restaurant and Schlotsky's Restaurant. Another big story we're following for you tonight is reaction to the latest developments surrounding Alabama's immigration law. Protesters took to the street Monday afternoon following a ruling from the U.S. 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. The court struck down the parts of the law's provision allowing state schools to check the citizenship status of new students. But they upheld the section allowing police officers to question a person's immigration status after a lawful stop. Some demonstrators called Alabama's law an injustice to immigrants in the state. Immigration lawyer Carol Armstrong explains what the part of the law they upheld will mean.
The provision that allows police.
The Justice Department announced today it's establishing a civil rights unit in Alabama in response to the state's crackdown on illegal immigration. Officials say it's to ensure the federal government has an eye on civil rights issues in Alabama. WVUA is covering Huntsville, where a high-speed chase broke out, reaching more than 100 miles an hour. Police say the driver had drugs in the car. As the officer walked toward the car after stopping it, he said he could smell the drugs. But before he could speak to the driver, the car sped away. Police chased the car onto the freeway, reaching speeds of 110 miles per hour. When officers finally caught up with that car, they say they found drugs stashed inside and, of course, arrested the driver. As we go to break, a nice-looking sunset for us out there. Look at that. When we come back, Richard Scott will have your home team forecast. Keep it right here. Humpback whales are often seen in this area around this time of year, but rarely are they seen coming out of the water in such dramatic fashion. You can only imagine if you're on a boat and you see this humpback right there beside you. It's pretty dramatic. I tell you what else is pretty dramatic. The way a Krispy Kreme donut smells when it's supper time
6
and
o'clock.
You haven't eaten yet.
Yeah. Stomach starts to growl a little bit. And you're like,
Big sign of recovery with Krispy Kreme opening back
some donuts
today.
Here just in time for time for dinner.
And there are a few left. I have to say that this box was in the WVUA newsroom.
Yeah.
Donuts don't make it very long around
Well,
here.
we had to, give everybody instructions. Say, hey, we can't eat these until after the 6 o'clock news, just like when we go on a weather visit, so we get to show it on TV.
That's right.
Now it's time to eat them.
That's right. Well, wait, we have to have hats. Here's your. Oh, you got a hat?
I've already got one.
We have a hat.
See if I can put this thing on right. Does that look right?
Fashion statement.
All right. Here's your donut. Get mine. Smells good.
Cheers.
I feel like this is wrong. People at home watching right now are thinking, what in the world?
But, it's good to celebrate.
It's so good.
After so much that we all went through together.
A huge step.
And you have
big
your hat
recovery.
different. You're wearing it
Oh.
sideways.
I'm wearing it sideways so the people at home can see the
That's how the
Krispy Kreme.
cool kids do.
Yeah, to the side.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Stay tuned. Tighter and Tighter up next week here.
See you at 10.